Alright, Department of Defense Directive 5500-01, Preparing Processing, Coordinating Legislation, Executive Orders, Proclamations, Review Letters, and Testimonies. Department of Defense Directive 5501, Preparation, Processing, Legislative, Executive Order, Proclamation, Reports, and Comments thereon, May 21st, 1964. Office of Management, Budget, Circular A19, Legislative Coordinated Clearance, revised on September 20th, 1979. Executive Order 110330, Preparation, Presentation, Filing, Publication, Executive Order, Proclamations, Inspector General Act 1978. Reissue with the purpose, the directive reissue with the reference A, with the update of the policy practice in accordance with the reference B, and C with the preparing, processing, coordinating, legislation, executive order, proclamation, view letters, and testimony. Applicability and scope of the directive of the applicable, the office secretary of the military, the department, the chairman, the joint chief of the staff of the combat command, with the officer, with the inspector general of the Department of Defense agency, with the Department of Field Activities, all other organization and with the Department of Defense herein referred to with the DoD components, cover the preparation process of all the legislation, executive order, proclamation, view letters of the interest of the Department of Defense, also cover the clearance of the Office Management Budget, draft the testimony statement of the Congress exemption on the rising of the military department, Office of the Inspector General of the Department of Defense over the concerning the operation of the matters, policy with the DoD policy with a single coordinator with the DoD position shall be the extra transmitted to White House Office Management Budget and to the Congress for the respect of each legislative proposal of the executive order and proclamation reward originating within the department or submitted with the Department of Defense for the comment with no such proposal. The comments may be submitted to the White House Office Management Budget prior to the General Counsel of the Department of Defense, or the Congress will over the prior approval of the General Counsel of the Department of Defense and Consolation Assistant Secretary of the Defense and Legislative Affairs, acting on behalf of the Secretary of the Defense according to the procedure established pursuant to the directive of the legislative proposal of executive order proclamations originating from the Department of Defense will be transmitted Office of Management Budget for the Congress over the signature of the General Counsel of the Department of Defense, unless otherwise provisions established authorizing signature of Secretary of the Military Department or another designee. The testimony of the hearing statement of the other than those of the Military Department shall be not submitted to the Congress whether they're on or off the record without prior with the Office Management Budget clearance obtained with the General Counsel of the Department of Defense. Unresolved the difference of the rising during the development of the review letters proposed with the legislation, any other matters directed, so for the directive of the General Counsel of the Department of Defense, consultation of the Secretary of the Military Defense Departments, Under Secretary of Defense, the Assistant Secretary of the Defense, the Assistant Secretary of Defense may act as a result of the acts of such with the difference of the developing recommendation, resolution, review, Secretary of the Defense. No provision with the directive of any supplement thereto with the instruction therein and being issued to the General Counsel of the Department of Defense construct with the prevent the Secretary of the Military Department, a member of the Joint Staff with the President of the Congress, his or her own initiative, have first informing the Secretary of Defense any recommendation relating to the Department of Defense that he or she may be deemed proper. No provision of the directive of any supplemental hereto with the instruction here shall be construed with the prevent with the Inspector General of the Department of Defense executive with the duties for provided in accordance with the Inspector General Act of 1978 reference D with related with the DoD issuances. Office of Management Budget, Circular A19, Reference B, with the delineates relation with the Department of Defense Office of Management Budget, respect with the legislative mandate with the Executive Order, Reference C, is respect with the rules processing Executive Order proclamations to comply with all the officials of the Military Department, the DoD Office with the agencies responsibly. General Counsel of the Department of Defense may designate the DoD component on the behalf of the Department of Defense with such with the DoD. General Counsel of the Department of Defense deemed advisable with the may be from time to time issue with the instruction memorandum supply meaning to this directive. General Counsel of the Department of Defense over the Office of the Legislative Counsel shall be responsible for all the matters concerned with relating to legislation as well as the coordinating legislation of the Department of Defense securing the Office of Management Budget clearance that does not include the liaison with the Congress responsible for the Assistant Secretary of the LA Logistics Agency with the responsible for all of the matters executive aid awarded with the proclamation preparation to coordinate with view letter with the pending legislation of the Congress in the Congress as well as the Office of Management clear testimony statements for those arriving in the military department. Alright. Okay, General Counsel, Department of Defense, Legislative Counsel of the GOC, the General Counsel of the Department of Defense be reasonable all of the matters of the relating legislation as well as coordinating legislative with the Department of Defense, securing Office Management clearance with not include the liaison with the Congress who is responsible for the Assistant Secretary Liaison agency made reasonable all matters of the executive order, proclamation, preparation, coordinated with view letters, proper pending legislation in the Congress as well as the securing Office Management Budget clearance For all testimony statements of the other than arising from the military departments concerning the operation made with the responsibility include with the consult with the Assistant Secretary of the Defense, the Logistic Agency of the developing policy plans, programs, legislative program, the Department of Defense, coordinating views appropriate with the Department of Defense elements about matter of the relating to legislation, executive order proclamations, terminating relation with the Department of Defense position on all such matter with regarding administrative of the executive branch of the government in its entirety. Securing office management clearance of all the testimony statements of the Congress other than those arrived at the military department's management preparation necessary review letters pending with the legislation transmitted the Department of Defense position on such matter with the Congress and other interested parties. Effective date the directive is effective immediately. Gordon England, Deputy Secretary of the Defense, and that was preparing, processing, coordinating legislative, executive order, proclamation, views, and letters of the Department of Defense.